But a number of civil society groups say that they would go on with the Monday protest. One of such is the Enough group, which took part in the anti-fuel price protest. That was 4 years ago. We have in the studio now public affairs and social commentator Denny Okunu to discuss this issue. And of course, we're going to be having a correspondent as well, Femi Akonde, joining us live from the scene of the planned protest to give us updates on what's going on. All right, Femi, let me start with you. Could you let us know what's going on at the moment? Tell us what you can see and hear at the moment.
Organizers of the protest are addressing the crowd. They are sensitizing the people. People are coming to the podium one after the other to lend a voice to the campaign. And you know, the campaign has been tagged the One Voice Nigeria. One Voice, the hashtag One Voice Nigeria campaign. It's gathered momentum on online, on Twitter and everywhere. People have been talking about it. This has really gotten people talking. And right here, people with placards with different inscriptions. That some inscriptions like "All Nigerian Lives Matter," talking about the cost of living, the high cost of living in the country, calling the attention of the government to the hardship in the country, to different issues in the country, and they are calling for more transparency in government. They demand, they are asking questions, and they want the government to provide answers to some of these questions. After this gathering, they will now march to the National Theatre in Igomu. That is just a stone throw from here at the National Stadium. The police presence is also very much visible around here. The security around here is, I would say, watertight, because the policemen are on ground to ensure that there's no breakdown of law and order. You'll recall that in the build-up to this protest, the police came out and said with a statement saying that they have credible security reports that indicate that some hoodlums are planning to take advantage of these protests to cause mayhem, and the police is on ground here to ensure that this planned hijack of this protest is prevented.
All right, Femi, tell us how people have embraced this protest. The crowd that you see there, is it as much as what had been expected?
Well, I think the crowd here is not quite much, but you know, the campaign is also going on online. It's also very active online. People are involved. So some people don't really have to come to the stadium here to be part of these protests. It's really active online as we speak, with the hashtag One Voice Nigeria, and there's also another hashtag that is trending, I Stand With Nigeria. You know, but here people here were not compelled or persuaded to be here. They came here on their own volition to be part of this campaign. People we've spoken with, some of them unemployed youth who are demanding for jobs, who are demanding for a better economy in the country, and their demands are different, and they are here on their own volition to also lend their voice to this campaign. We've also come up to the podium to also address the crowd. We've seen comedians like Sheila. We've also seen some other Nollywood actors. They've also come out here at the National Stadium to lend a voice to this One Voice campaign.
All right, Femi Akonde, correspondent, we thank you very much indeed. But we will try and get back to you so you give us further updates on what's going on there. But in the meantime, we have Okunu here in the studio. Let's talk about this now. Yeah. Well, do you think that the time is ripe really for this sort of protest that we're about to witness?
Well,
considering the fact that it's not been more than 2 years now that we have this government in power?
Well, the thing is, if you do a comparison of when this government came into power and how long it took it to start moving as people expected, that's about a year. But if we compare with another democracy, we could talk about the United States of America. Some key appointments were already concluded even before the administration itself started. Yeah. Well, democracy of the U.S. over 200 years, ours less than 60. But now let's just look back. There may not be a time for people to actually say they are not comfortable with what is happening to them. You can't give people a timeline to do what they feel would help you be on your toes to be responsible to them. Now, you could also
But
want
the
to...
government has to be given time to put things in order.
Well, one agrees.
Look, I mean, considering the fact that you have so much rot in the system.
Well, the point remains that people may not be patient enough to want you to tell them that we just came to power, because they expect you to have actually done your homework to understand the enormity of what you're coming into office to actually take on before you actually took office. So that may not come to the fore, even if we know that there is huge rot in the system. But let us also look at the people. Do they have any right at all to protest? Yes, because Chapter 4 of the Constitution, talking about the 1999 Constitution as amended, talking about Sections 40, gave the people the right to assemble, to associate. Section 39 talks about the freedom of expression. As a matter of fact, if you look at Sections 33, 34, 35, up until 40, you'd find out that the right of people, as far as their lives are concerned, and some of the things they're doing now, is definitely guaranteed. Well, some persons have also come out to say, well, it is null and void because they wouldn't have police protection or police permits. In the year 2003, there was a case between the Inspector General of Police and the All Nigeria People's Party. Now, they went to the Federal High Court, and it must be recalled that Justice Chinyere ruled that the Public Order Act, the power is not vested in the police or the Inspector General of Police. It is vested in the governor of the state to permit or not, and except, of course, that power is delegated to the Inspector General of Police, nothing of the sort would happen. Now, dissatisfied with that ruling, it went to the Court of Appeal, where Justice Olufemi Adeke ruled and affirmed the position of the Federal High Court that the police cannot give you permits to protest or to actually do that. Now, in the light of all this, we can say that the people have actually taken advantage of the provisions of the Constitution to protest.
To protest.
Okay.
What they feel is
what
wrong.
they feel is not okay with them.
Yeah, like our correspondent mentioned earlier, the people talk about jobs. They talk about the economy. The economy is a major area
Quite
that
frankly,
everyone is concerned about.
Well, if you look at Africa, the problem that appears to be, repeated has bedeviled us over a long period of time. Africa as a continent has become a lake of the sort, or a river where people come to fish and they don't really do anything about replenishing. Nigeria and its problem is not a problem of yesterday or 2 years ago. And it is also, as it seems, a problem of the black man, the inability of the black man to actually consider that is gene. There's something called nucleotide that is part of the constituents of the human body. It is the same thing that you have in the black man that you have in the white man. But the deliberate and perhaps the inability of the black man to harness his resources and address key problems. Now, tell me 50, 60 years why the country has not been able to get on its feet and move ahead in terms of electricity supply. Any nation that wants to do well economically must definitely address the issue of power, which seems to be something that is recurrent and is a huge problem. So if the economy or the problems of the economy has to be addressed, you have to consider addressing the problems of infrastructure to be able to bolster that.
All right, let's hold it there. I want you to hold it there. Let's take a break at the moment, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about it.
Go ahead. Yes,
this is TVC News. We'll be back very shortly after the break, and we'll talk more. Stay with us.